Do you suffer from stress, anxiety, overwhelm, or pain in your day-to-day life? Welcome to Healthy South Shore. I'm Stacey Shipman, and today I'm talking to Rosemarie Lanchester, owner of Everything You Wish For in Whitman, and she's going to talk about EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, and how this increasingly popular method can help you alleviate some of the stress, pain, and anxiety that you might be experiencing. Rosemarie, thank you for being on Healthy South Shore today.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Stacey. I really appreciate it.
I thought we'd start by letting folks know, what is it, Emotional Freedom Technique?
Well, it's based on the ancient Chinese acupuncture philosophy that we all hold trauma, issues of pain, anxiety within our meridian systems. And
the meridian systems
is an energy term of what makes us up as human beings.
Okay.
And what it means is, if you learn to tap, which is a technique I teach, on these particular spots, you can release these energy blockages that prevent you from being healthy, well, in balance.
Who's coming to see you? What are they dealing with on a regular basis, and how is this helping them?
The people that come to see me have a lot of anxiety issues. A lot of people have so much to do that it's hard to fit everything in, and they are almost trying to do more than they really are capable of doing. Both parents are working, a lot of the kids are in sports, and nobody seems to have any time for themselves.
Right.
So they can only do so much, and then they get exhausted, they break down, they get depressed. It's a great way because it's a self-administered tool. I teach people how to do it themselves. I'm a guide to help them to tap on the issues that we uncover.
Right.
If we get to the core issue and clear it, pain goes away, the body is allowed to heal, and it's extremely powerful.
And how many tapping sessions do you have to do to clear some of that?
Sometimes it can be cleared in one session.
Forever?
Forever.
Wow.
It's amazing. It depends on the root cause and how many other layers or aspects have to do with the issue.
What brought you to EFT?
I found it many years ago. I just didn't use it. I thought it was just something that, you know, I didn't need at the time. And then I had gone to a 3-day intensive in Connecticut with the masters that teach EFT, yes. And thank heavens I had, because I had 2 strokes within 23 hours of one another a month later. And I tapped through all of the symptoms. And as a result of the tapping, I wasn't impaired. If I hadn't had this technique, I'm sure I would have been impaired, because I could feel my face numbing, I could feel my fingers numbing.
And you just tapped on those areas? And
I tapped and I tapped and I tapped, and whatever came to mind, I just talked and tapped through the whole process.
I can't believe you had, you know, the capacity to do that, to think about doing that.
I think I was just guided by a spiritual realm to do
that
this.
Fight or flight mechanism kicked in.
I have used this as a tool within my own life every day.
Even when you're not dealing with something?
Even when I'm not dealing with something, it helps me remain positive. It helps me become neutral to life's challenges.
So almost like some people practice yoga on a daily basis to stay grounded and have that. This is similar. I mean, you might not like yoga, but EFT might work for you.
Exactly. Okay. And I think everybody needs something to shift the focus from negative to positive. So you start off by saying, although I have all this stress,
and
I don't know how to process it,
I
accept how I feel, and I choose to process it now.
And I choose to process it now.
And you say that 3 times, And then I start at the top of the head. Some people end at the head, doesn't matter. So I say all this stress.
All the stress.
Eyebrow point. All this stress.
Right on the inside.
Right as your eyebrow forms.
Okay.
Okay, all this stress.
All the stress.
On the side of the eye. All this stress. Under the eye. I don't know what to do about the stress.
I don't know what to do about the stress.
I can't do everything.
Or top of the lip.
Top of the lip. Under the lower lip. I'm just so stressed.
I'm just so stressed.
On your collarbone. I don't know how to process it.
I don't know how to process it.
Under your arm.
Under your arm.
Under your arm. Funny, but it's weird. It's weird. Now that's the protocol. That's what
So
they call
it
the
was
sequence.
side
It's
of the
side of the
hand,
hand,
top of the
top
head,
of the head, eyebrow point, side of eye, under eye, under nose, under lip, collarbone. Some people just tap here in the middle, and then under your arm. So if you're a woman, it's right where your brow line is.
So you said we start this on the arm 3 times. Do you do each point 3 times?
A lot of people get hung up on the dynamics of it. It's 5 to 7 taps, but don't count the taps. You just tap a few times.
Okay, and you spot.
And
And you just
then
do
each
the
spot.
rotation once. You go through that.
Well, it depends. Usually we start off with a point of reference. So I am stressed out. How does that feel on a scale of 1 to 10? If it's a 10, then we'll do some tapping,
Okay.
and you'll give me feedback.
Okay.
Perhaps something is going on with you personally.
Right.
Maybe you had a fight with your husband, or your kids aren't doing well, someone's sick, or whatever it is.
Right.
So we'll shift the focus from generalizations to more specific things, and then I'll have you say the sentence again and remeasure it.
Okay.
And if it goes down, great, that's the goal.
Right.
If it goes up, it means you might be resistant.
Okay. Sure.
Most
And I
people
bet
are.
that happens.
Most
Okay.
people are very resistant to
Mhm,
change, even though they say they want to.
Or tapping.
might have
I mean, it
fear.
is a little different.
Well, it's the great part about tapping is you don't have to believe in it for it to work.
Okay.
It just works.
And can you say whatever you want? Or
Yes,
is there,
you can
okay.
say, it's like, if
And
you
it doesn't have to be positive. Like you said, you were swearing. I mean, does it have to be positive, or just the general intention is to clear whatever that is?
The
and
general
come out?
intention is to do the negative first until you're lowering that
Okay.
charge. Then you could do the positive to
Okay.
anchor in the positive.
And when you're not tapping or speaking or working with people, what do you do for fun?
I love to create photo albums.
Yeah.
And I love to play cards, I love to play poker, I love to play pool when I have the
Wow.
opportunity.
Me too. Fun.
And it's
Now, do you use
fun.
tapping before you play a game as,
You can
a
do
form
it,
of good luck?
definitely. Well,
Can you do
not
that?
even good luck. It's sometimes we get nervous because we're expecting too much of ourselves with sports even, or whatever. A test, I've helped a lot of people with
Right.
testing fear. So you just say, geez, although I have this fear of what I'm going to do, or if I'm afraid I'm going to fail, a lot of people have fear of success, fear of failure. It'll eliminate it right away. It's so cool. It's
Neat.
great. It's
That's
great
great.
tool.
I love it. So many things that you can use this for, it sounds like. So if you are curious and want to know more, then you can, as Rosemarie said, find her online at everythingyouwishfor.com. She also just started a Facebook page, so if you search Everything You Wish For, you will find her there. She's based out of Whitman, Massachusetts. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I always love hearing stories from health and wellness professionals because, I asked you what brought you to this work, and I think at least 99% of the time it's a personal experience, which I think for those of you watching at home is really important to understand, because that means the professional, the practitioner gets it. They've been there, they understand how this works, what you were going through before, and then how you can feel after. So I really appreciate you sharing more about EFT and more about yourself.
Well, thanks a million. I really appreciate being here with you.
Yeah,
It was
thank you.
wonderful.
So if you are dealing with some stress, anxiety, overwhelm, day-to-day, or even more than day-to-day, give Rosemarie a call or visit her online. I'm Stacey Shipman with Healthy South Shore. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.